Mercedes Iverson Carter was all about family. She incorporated family in her daily decisions. She brought light when there was darkness. She brought reason when things appeared to be unreasonable. Mercedes was thoughtful, loving, caring, and smart. She loved her family dearly. Her nephew that she had custody of, she held him near to her heart. And she did everything in her power to provide him a safe, loving environment. She was a makeup artist. She taught kindergarten. There was no limit to the things that Mercedes was capable of doing. She had a loving spirit and the brightest smile. Her husband, Trey, was loving. He was patient and understanding. He was willing to do whatever he needed to do in order to provide for their family. He loved keeping a smile on her face while pursuing dreams of his own. He was a podcaster. He also worked for the postal services. However, unfortunately, on September the 4th, 2023, the lives of Mercedes and Trey Carter and their families would be changed forever.
What was the address of your emergency?
I got certified. My cousin is 30 weeks pregnant. She got shot.
And we looking at eternity, baby.
Are you breathing at all?
No, it's blood everywhere. It's coming out of her mouth.
Okay. All right. We're on the way. Okay. Who shot her?
Her brother.
And we looking at eternity, baby. I'm here on the knee. Jordan Carter, the motherfucking third, asking Mercedes Tiana Iverson, will you marry me?
Family ending in tragedy tonight.
Female screaming, looks like somebody was shot in the face. Stand by for further.
A tragic scene at Stafford Park in Maple Heights Monday afternoon.
It didn't look good. It really didn't look good. There was blood everywhere.
Police say a pregnant woman, her husband, and their unborn child all shot to death by the woman's brother. A 13-year-old boy was also grazed by a bullet, but he's expected to be okay.
This was a long-going feud. He was targeting these specific people. It was not just a random event. Unfortunately, it became public today because he happened to find these people here.
Maple Heights Police Chief Todd Hansen says there was a large party in the park and a fight started. He says the 30-year-old woman and her 31-year-old husband tried to leave. Then her 29-year-old brother shot her at the car. The husband ran off towards the pavilion. His brother-in-law chased him and shot him to death near the bathrooms, then tried to run away, but police caught him.
The people that were here were really great and did an excellent job of, pointing officers in the right direction as to who the people might be, and they were able to pick them up and get them right away.
Now, as a family is left mourning the loss of 3, their community is on edge.
It ain't just the city of Maple Heights. It's everywhere, all over Cleveland, period. And we got to be better. All us as people got to be better. Guns and all this stuff is not where it's at. Killing people, innocent people, for no reason. It's just not making no sense. Now, a mother that lost her life and an unborn child that didn't even have a chance at life yet. That's real sad.
I'll accept the waiver and the plea. I will have Mr. Iverson held without bond. Mr. Iverson, do you have the money to hire your own lawyer?
No.
All right, then I will.
And I want to enter a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity.
Okay, well, at this point in time, your lawyer has entered a plea of not guilty, and I'm going to accept that.
Trey Carter and his wife, 30-year-old Mercedes Iverson, were getting ready to welcome a baby girl into the world in November. Iverson's mother, Cynthia Ivy, tells me they had already picked out a name, Ava.
They were very excited. Trey was more excited than Mercedes, because Mercedes was the one that was sick.
She says the Parma couple was only at Stafford Park in Maple Heights on Labor Day to do her a favor, to drop off a stroller.
Then out of the blue, my son shows up, and as soon as he sees them, he just goes off. So I don't know what he was doing before that got him so enraged, but he just wouldn't let up.
Do you have any idea why your son was so upset with your daughter and her husband?
Well, that's a long story in itself, but the bottom line is he was holding a grudge. He just wouldn't let it go. It just festered, and I guess that was the end result.
Never in a million years could Ivy have imagined that her 29-year-old son, Jason Iverson, would shoot and kill his own pregnant sister and her husband in cold blood.
Him and his sister has always been close. He's always been able to call her and she would bail him out of whatever it was.
What do you think it was? You think he just snapped?
I think so. There were a couple of setbacks that he was dealing with in his life. And I guess he just couldn't handle it. Everything just came to a head. To my knowledge, he was supposed to have been seeking help. Being a parent, it's kind of hard when you have grown children that have issues because there's only so much you can do.
She says it's hard to accept that her daughter's killer and her son are the same person.
It's very hard for me to come to terms with that, because they're both my kids.
The gunman arrived at the park located near the corners of Mayville Avenue and Beverly Avenue on the day in question and started to engage in an altercation with his sister. The prosecutor's office stated reports about a fight started coming in around 3:15 p.m. that day, according to the Maple Heights Police Department. The shooter came to the park, and when he realized these family members were there, he immediately began trying to physically fight with them. The pregnant woman, her husband, and the defendant's 13-year-old son, whom the couple had custody of at the time, decided they had enough and tried to leave, prosecutors stated. So they went to the parking lot, got into their vehicle, but this effort to disentangle themselves from the drama seemingly enraged Jason Iverson, who followed the trio before taking out a gun and shooting at them multiple times, according to prosecutors. One bullet grazed the face of the defendant's own son. The shots incapacitated Mercedes Iverson. Carter, however, was able to escape from the barrage of gunfire, at least for a while. He jumped out of the car, ran into a nearby bathroom at the park, but his assailant hunted him down and shot him to death there before attempting to flee, law enforcement stated. Carter was pronounced dead at the scene, prosecutors said. Iverson Carter and her unborn child was rushed to a nearby hospital where they both were pronounced deceased. The 13-year-old was also taken to the hospital and treated for a grazed wound before being released, police said. Iverson was quickly apprehended by the MHPD while attempting to leave the park on foot. This incident was specifically between the shooter and the victims. There was no randomness to this event, Maple Heights police stated. This scene was rendered safe very quickly with the apprehension of the shooter. According to law enforcement, the defendant and his sister had been engaged in a long-running dispute before the fatal violence.
Shot and killed his own sister, who was 30 years old. Mercedes Iverson was 7 months pregnant at the time. The child, a girl the couple planned to name Ava, did not survive. Carter's mother telling Iverson she can't bring herself to forgive him.
When I wake up tired, I know it's because of the energy I spent hating you. I know I will be forever tired because I will forever hate you. No, I don't forgive you.
Iverson's defense team says his mental health deteriorated over the summer and something triggered him to commit the crime.
I had no right to take your son. And you're right, that was a very cowardly way to handle my business. And I'm sorry that I did what I did that day. I'm truly sorry for taking Mercedes away from us. It hurts like hell knowing that she's gone. I destroyed the whole family that day. I did. And I deserve whatever punishment that's coming towards me.
And so that sentence was life without parole for the 3 counts of aggravated murder for Jason Iverson, who shot and killed his sister, her husband, as well as their unborn child.
You guys, overall, this is a very sad situation. You have a young lady that was starting her life out with her husband, Mercedes and Trey, and they were excited about bringing a newborn, their child, into the world. So you see where it appears that Mercedes is the more level-headed child. She's the one that has it a little bit more together. The mother, even when she speaks, she says, oh, her brother depended on her all the time. He leaned on her all the time. So, in my opinion, it appears to me that the brother leaned on his sister for a lot. And a lot of times when you have one person leaning on another, sometimes you begin to get tired because it's kind of like an ongoing cycle, a cycle of the same situation, and you trying to help and you trying to help, but the more you try to help, you don't see any change ignited within that person. So then you begin to pull away and say, you know, as I'm helping you, I don't see anything that you're doing to help yourself, so I have to remove myself from that. I'm not saying this is the case, but the way the mother spoke on this situation and avoided the question, she said, oh, it's long and ongoing. And then she said, well, I don't know what happened to him that day. So I'm thinking, like, what do you mean what happened to him that day? Is he on drugs or anything? Should he have been taking any medication? Is there anything mental going on with this young man? Like, what would be the cause of him igniting indoor clicking to want to bring harm to his niece, to his sister, to his brother-in-law, and disregard the life of his son being in the car? He did not care because he was only concerned with what he wanted. With what he wanted. And it's sad. He chased her husband down. He had enough time to think, oh my God, what have I done? But no, in a rage, he not only took his anger out on her, but then he directed it towards her husband. This is sad, you guys. What are your thoughts in regards to this situation? Do you think it was possibly a heat in the moment, heat of passion? Do you think that once she decided to step away from the argument and removed herself, not only did she remove herself, her husband removed himself, they both decided that they were going to walk away, and he followed them to the car? And for him to have a GUN on him, I am apt to believe he came with the intentions of starting a fight and was hoping that they would engage into a physical altercation with him, so then he could use the GUN to justify his reasoning for doing so. And it's sad that a mother would have to not only bury her child, but also see one be incarcerated. But listen, I have a mom, and she is for the right. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. She's not going to uphold you in none of your wrongdoings. And in this moment, I just felt like the mother should have drew a line in the sand. You were wrong with what you did. You did A, B, C, D. What you decided to go about, how you decided to go about this was wrong. It didn't require this level of violence. Have your disagreements, talk your talk, but walk away. And I'm wondering, when it ignited and everything began to take place at the park, did she involve herself and say, hey, you guys need to stop, y'all need to cut it out, y'all are siblings, we're at a family event, a family function, you need to chill? I'm wondering, did she have that conversation with her son, or did she just sit back idle and allow him to continue to just go after and attack her child that's 7 months pregnant? I don't know, you guys. There's a lot of questions that surrounding this situation. Unfortunately, I could not pull up the case file to this particular case. I don't know. I'm still going to try to, and maybe I could do an updated video and upload it. But overall, I just think the sentence, he deserved every bit of it. All of that, oh, I was insane. Nah, you was able to answer those questions quite clear, sir. You guys, what are your thoughts? Again, I thank you guys for listening in to Karen's Classified. I hope you guys come and like and subscribe to the channel. Again, you guys, thank you for listening in to Karen Classified. I hope that you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. I hope that you leave your comments down in the section below so we can get the conversation started. And until the next video, you guys, I hope everyone stays safe and take care.